for a live chat. Are you ready to chat live right now? Here we are together again once more. Yes, it is English Addict coming to you live and direct from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be, well, you know where it is. We all know where it is. It's England. Here we are. Oh, it's so exciting to be here with you today. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today because we are back together once again. We are doing it live. And I hope you are in the mood to have a few smiles as well during the live stream. We are back together again. My name is Mr. Duncan. I am one of those up there. A lot of people say that. They say that Mr. Duncan, he is one of those. He is an English addict. And I have a feeling perhaps maybe you are an English addict as well. Can I say welcome to everyone to the live chat today? And yes, we are here for 2 hours, not 1 hour, 2 hours every Sunday live on YouTube. So if it is your first time and you don't know what this is, I like the English language. And many people that join me here on the live stream, they also like English as well. That's the reason why we all get together every single Sunday and do this, because we love English. We are crazy about English. We are. Talking of which, I remember many years ago when I was living in China, there was a guy who was very popular in China. His name was Li Yang, and he had a very unique method of teaching English. What he would do, he would get large groups of English students to shout the words, to scream the words, in fact. I don't know why my throat is very strange today. I'm sure Mr. Steve has given me one of his bugs. I think so. I blame Mr. Steve for this. I'm sure it has something to do with him. So there was this guy called Li Yang, and he would teach English in a very strange way. He would get all of the students to scream the words, to shout them. And he thought that it would help them to remember certain words. I haven't done this for a long time. I'm going to do it now, though. We're going to have a quick break. I need to have a big cough. Excuse me. Very nice. Okay, I think that's better. I don't know what happened today. I'm having a strange moment today with my voice. It doesn't normally happen, but today it is happening. Okay, I'm back. So there's this guy called Li Yang, and what he would do, he would get all of the students to scream the words at the top of their voices. And he said that that was a good way of getting them to learn English and talk about English and use English and also gain confidence. But in fact, all it did was give them a very sore throat, like mine today. I think so. But he was very big. I wonder what he's doing now in China. Things are a little unsettled in China. at the moment. I was saying to Steve a couple of nights ago, I said to Steve, I'm very glad that I'm not in China anymore, because I don't think it would be a very pleasant experience if I was in China at the moment. I don't think it would be. So I'm rather relieved, to say the least, that I'm not in China anymore. I am in England, and some people say maybe that's not such a good thing either. Oh, it's a nice day today, by the way. We have a very strange day. It looks very much like autumn is in the air, because you can see it's very misty in the distance, but it's not too bad. It's not cold. I don't think it's cold today, but it is rather nice today. The weather is lovely. It is what I call a typical autumn day, very typical. So when you think of autumn weather, quite often you will think of this sort of weather. So it's a lovely day. You can see many of the trees now are in their lovely autumn colour. And I suppose also I should mention that we are coming towards the end of November. December is just around the corner, and we are going to have a lot of fun in December. This little piece of paper here is going to tell us all about it later on. So we have something special coming up next weekend. We have something very special coming up during the month of December. A lot of things going on, including Christmas, of course. We can't forget that, can we? And here in Much Wenlock, everyone is preparing for the arrival of Christmas. Yes, Christmas is just around the corner as December approaches, and already here in Much Wenlock, people are starting to get ready for the festive season. Yes, it really feels as if Christmas is approaching, and already here in Much Wenlock, lots of people, lots of shopkeepers have put their Christmas lights on the front of their shops, and also quite a few shops have put Christmas trees in their windows. It is English Addict for a Sunday afternoon. I hope you're having a good day today. I am okay, even though my voice, I don't know what is happening to my voice today, but it's gone a little bit wrong, unfortunately. Oh, can you see the sheep? By the way, there are some sheep just over my shoulder. There they are. And that is a live view out of the window. You can see everything is looking very autumnal at the moment, and the sheep are just over my shoulder, and there they are now, having some lovely well-deserved grass. I have a confession to make. I woke up very late today. We both got up late. 10:30, which for me is a disaster. So normally I get up at around about 8:30 on a Sunday to prepare this. But today I got up at 10:30 and I felt quite sleepy. I will be honest with you. So I woke up. It took me a very long time to open my eyes. And that's the reason why perhaps I seem a little disorientated today. But my voice, I don't know what's happened to my voice. It's very strange. I still say that I've picked something up from Mr. Steve. I think so. He keeps going out and mixing with people. Oh, by the way, last Friday, I went to the dentist, and I can report now that my dental hygienist, Lydia, that's her name, said that my teeth are excellent. She said, "Your teeth are amazing. You have taken such good care of your teeth, and now they are amazing." Well, she said, "You've done well." So I have to go back now to have my teeth looked at again in 4 months from now. So I'm feeling really happy about that, to be honest. I was determined. When I went to the dentist last Friday, I was determined to get a thumbs up from my dental hygienist, and she was very pleased about it. Hello to the live chat. Yes, we are all here together on Sunday. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you all here today. Who was first? I wonder. Oh, very interesting. A very interesting situation here. We have first on today's live chat, Marwa. It's so nice to see you here, Marwa. And guess what? You are first on today's live chat. We have so much to tell you today. We have some good news, we have some amazing news, and we have some fantastic news today. So please don't go away. We also have Mr. Steve coming up in around about 15 minutes. Will I last? Will I survive? Will my voice keep working for the next 15 minutes? Because if it breaks, if my voice stops working, you will have to have 1.5 hours of Mr. Steve. And I'm not sure anyone is ready for that, if I was honest with you. By the way, if you want to watch today's live stream, can I just say you do need a good sense of humour. A lot of people comment on my humour. They say, "Mr. Duncan, sometimes you are very funny. You say some funny things." So I hope if you are watching now, you have a good sense of humour, because we do like to have fun here on the live chat. Talking of which, hello Francesca, hello Beatrice, hello also Palmyra, hello to Florence. Hello Florence. We also have, Claudia. Hello Claudia, nice to see you here today. And I suppose I should ask the question that I always ask whenever I see Claudia on the live chat. And that question is, what's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in the pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in the pot? What is in the pot, Claudia? Please let us know. On the live chat, you know the score. Whenever we say, you know the score, it means you know what happens. You are aware of the situation. You know what is going to happen, or you know what is going to happen next. You know the score. You know the situation. What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in your pot? Hello, Alexis. Hello, Alexis. I don't recognise your name. Hello, Venezuela. Nice to see you here, watching today. We also have Rosa, Valentin, and of course, joining us again, Luis Mendez is here again today. Hello, Lewis. And I hope you had a good week last week. Thank you very much for your email that you sent as well. I hope you had a super duper time with your family as well. Hello, Mario. Hello, Mario. Nice to see you here. We also have Zuzika. We also have... Oh, that's interesting. We might have some new people watching today. And, of course, some of my regular viewers. Olga. Hello, Olga. Nice to see you back as well. Welcome to the live chat. I will be silent on the live chat, but I am here with you. I am listening. Hello, Olga. Are you listening at the moment? That is the question. Hello to Sue R. Lee, who says, Mr. Duncan, screaming in English. It sounds like the sort of thing that John Lennon and Yoko Ono used to do. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Hello, Sue R. Lee. Nice to see you here today. One of the things that people often say about Yoko Ono, because if you are old like me, you will know that Yoko Ono is often blamed for splitting the Beatles. Some people don't like her. But the other thing that people often comment on about Yoko Ono is her singing, because quite often, well, when we say singing, it's more like screaming. If you've never heard Yoko Ono sing, I'm sure there must be something on YouTube with Yoko Ono singing one of her songs, but yes, there you go. Hello also, who else is here? We also have Ricardo. Hello, Ricardo. I have just arrived. Nice to see you here. Better late than never. I knew that was going to fall off. Hello also to Alexandra. Alexander says something frustrating happened this week. I went for an interview last Friday for an English teaching role, and unfortunately I wasn't approved. As they told me, I have a British accent. I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of anyone being turned away from an English teaching position for having an English accent. But yes, you might be one of those people who unfortunately has met a person who has a certain way of thinking about the English language, and then maybe their thoughts might be slightly prejudicial in some way, maybe towards the British accent or even the British people. How could you hate English people? How? It seems impossible. How could you hate this? Honestly. I'm sorry to hear about that experience, but it does happen sometimes. It can happen. There can be sometimes a certain prejudice or bias towards a certain way of speaking English. But, as I always say, there is only one English language, only one English. There are many different accents, and American English is just another accent. I often get into trouble for that. I do. I often get into a lot of trouble. Hello, Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice, talking about mobile phones. Oh, I see. I'm not going to say what's happening there because I just realised, as I was reading the comment, I realised that I probably shouldn't be reading the comment. So, sorry about that. One of the things we're talking about today, by the way, is sharing things, sharing information on the internet, maybe telling people about our personal lives, or maybe things that we share with other people that other people don't want to know about. So that's one of the things we're looking at today. When Mr. Steve joins us in a few moments, we are talking about oversharing, sharing too much with other people. And if you look at Facebook, now I have a Facebook page. And I've noticed that some people, I'm not saying who, but they often share too much information about their lives. Maybe personal information, maybe personal details, but also things that you don't really want to know about, to be honest. Like what they had for breakfast. Why? Why are people posting information about what they had to eat for breakfast? Why? Or maybe they keep showing pictures of their newborn baby all the time. Thousands of pictures of their baby. When really you only need one. You only need one picture of your baby because we can remember what it looks like. To be honest with you, all babies look the same. They do. They all look like Winston Churchill. I think so. Hello to Claudia. What are you having, Claudia? I can't see what you are having for your lunch today. What are you talking about with your food? Oh, Claudia is not cooking. There is nothing cooking. Claudia has nothing in the pot. I'm surprised. Very surprised. Hello to Saturino. Nice to see you here as well. So many people joining in on the live chat. Lots of things happening in December. This piece of paper that I have here, this leaflet will be explaining all about what is happening next week. We have a special live stream next Saturday, hopefully, if the weather is good. If the weather is bad, then we won't be having it. So it really depends on what the weather is like. But yes, we have some special things, some special live streams prepared for December. That's all I'm saying for now. It will be a busy month, and I hope you will be able to join us as well for that month. It is English Addict, and yes, we are live right now across the internet. I hope you are enjoying the program so far. Please stick around. Yes, just to prove it, we are now live with English Addict. I hope you are having a good day so far. Saturino says yesterday we had a water bomb. What is a water bomb? Does that mean a heavy downpour of rain or something else? A little bit more sinister, I'm not sure. So what do you mean when you say water bomb? Do you mean you had a lot of rain? Because I know certain parts of the world are having very heavy rain. In the United States, they've had snow. We have had no snow because it's too warm. I don't know what's happening with the weather. It's too warm. We're not having any snow at the moment, and it would appear that we won't be having any snow at all over the next few weeks. I don't know what is going on. Very strange. Of course, I suppose we can't have the live stream without mentioning one event that is happening at the moment. Of course, football. A lot of people talking about football right now because the World Cup is taking place. And England were playing the other night. They were playing the United States. They drew 0-0. No goals. But next week, it will be interesting. Well, not for me, because I don't really follow football. But a lot of people are getting excited because next week it is England playing against Wales. That should be very interesting. I just saw my nipples. Did you see them? Yes, football is taking place. A lot of football is going on at the moment with the World Cup. Who is your favourite team? Which team are you hoping will win the World Cup? Of course, there have been some very strange moments during this particular World Cup for various reasons, which we might talk about in a few moments. Hello, Rosa. We are also talking about sharing things on the internet. Too much information that you give out to other people when you are leaving posts, or maybe you are publishing photographs of your new baby, or maybe something that you had to eat for breakfast that you want to share with the whole world. Rosa says it is bizarre when putting information that a person is in the hospital for some regular exam or something like that. I have noticed that. I've noticed on Twitter, I think it happens more on Twitter, that people are posting they're putting photographs on the internet of themselves in a hospital bed. Maybe they're having some sort of treatment or surgery. But if I was in hospital, I think the last thing I would think about is posting something on social media. I really would. I would not be posting photographs on Twitter or Facebook if I was in hospital. I would not do it. Mr. Steve will be with us in a few moments. I would imagine that you can't wait for that. Well, you won't have to wait much longer because he will be here in a few moments from now. Don't go away. I love autumn. I'm sure you know that I love autumn very much. And there we had some lovely autumn sights. Talking of lovely sights, there is a sight coming up in a moment, a beautiful image coming onto your screen. You know what's coming next. I'm sure you do. Here he comes.
Hello, Mr. Duncan. Hello, beautiful, wonderful viewers from across the world, across the universe even.
Yes.
So it's lovely to be here today, Mr. Duncan. I haven't been out. It looks lovely outside, but I haven't been outside today. Haven't had any natural light on me at all. And you did refer to the reason why. We did get up extremely late this morning.
We did.
I think it was Palmyra. Somebody was saying, I don't know how it's possible for you to lay in bed until 10:30. Well, it is very possible.
We don't normally do it. We don't normally. On Sunday, my routine on Sunday is busy. We normally get up about 8:30. I normally start preparing the live stream. Then we have a little break for a cup of tea. I have a cup of tea with Steve, and then I continue. But it's non-stop right until the end of my live stream, and even afterwards. And this is something that people don't realise. Even after I finish the live stream, I have to carry on working, because then I have to prepare the live stream for its processing on YouTube, which includes processing and generating all of the subtitles. Thousands and thousands of words.
Yes. Thank you for all your greetings, your well wishes. Thank you very much for that. Of course, it's really my fault. I'm going to blame myself.
Yes.
Because I was late back last night. Didn't get back till midnight.
A lot of things yesterday. First of all, you went to see...
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm interested. I'm interested to find out. I want to know all about it, you see.
Well, the reason I was late back is, yes, I went to see my sister and we started to sort out things in my mother's house. So that was not a very nice task to start, but we have to start it. So we started it. But then on the way back, I went to see some friends of mine in Birmingham. So that's halfway back from where my mother used to live, back to our house here. Haven't seen them for a long time. And, of course, we had a little bit of a party. And my friend Courtney was cooking his delicious chicken meals. And we just had a lovely time. And some other friends of his came round, and I didn't get back until midnight.
So it's Steve's fault. He got back at midnight, and then he said, I don't want to go to bed yet because I've just eaten lots of food. So we had to sit up for another hour. So I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock. And then I didn't even realise it was so late. No. This morning we woke up and I looked at the clock and I said, it's 10:30. And I should now be halfway through preparing today's live stream, and I wasn't. So very panicky. I was panicking.
Anyway, we're here. That's the main thing. And so I had a lovely time last night. My friend, his partner, is from Bulgaria.
Oh.
Not from Bulgaria. Yes, from Bulgaria. That is correct, from Bulgaria. And it's interesting because we've got somebody from a country not too far away on. Is anyone from Bulgaria watching? Have we got anybody calling people from Bulgaria? Are you watching?
Anyone?
So this friend of mine, his name is Jan, and I think that's a shortened version of his name. And so we had a good time last night, but I noticed there was somebody called Marion from Georgia watching. Did you see that, Miss? Which is, I presume it's the country Georgia, or is it Georgia in America? I'm presuming it's the country because your English was very good.
Yeah.
Said that they are in love with your channel.
Oh, thank you very much.
So thank you very much for that comment. If it is the country Georgia, then it's just across... I looked it up. It's just across the Black Sea from Bulgaria, the opposite side. So lots of people watching from that area. But have we got anybody actually from Bulgaria watching?
Yes.
It would be nice to know.
Are there any Bulgarians watching?
My shirt is vintage, says Palmyra. We call this type of shirt batika. I don't know. Yes, it's normal sort of cotton material. Yes, it's an. I've never seen a shirt like this before. Yes,
I always think it looks like a newspaper stand.
I've had it for many years, but I bring it out every now and then to surprise people. So thanks for that. Yes. You were talking about the football, Mr. Duncan.
Football is happening. It's coming home. It's coming home. It might be, although I think it might not be.
But it will be interesting because there is this match on. We've got to win, haven't we? On Tuesday. If we'd beaten the United States on the other day, we would have got through. But because we've got to now beat Wales, which if we don't will be incredibly embarrassing, considering Iran beat Wales the other day. And England beat Iran 6-2 or something, didn't they? At the start of the tournament. So we've got to beat Wales really, otherwise it really will not be very good. But I've got a rehearsal Tuesday night.
Okay.
At 7 o'clock.
Why are you sharing this?
Because a lot of this is just showing the mindset of people who are interested in football. A lot of people at last week's rehearsal said, "I'm not coming to the rehearsal next week because England are playing, and if they don't beat America, it means we're going to have to stay at home and watch it. It'll be too exciting." So people are, deciding not to come to rehearsals to go and watch football matches because it's so, interesting and absorbing for people.
The wonderful irony of this is that we don't follow football. We couldn't care less.
Well, I'll probably be the only man there at the rehearsal because all the other men are all talking about football at the rehearsals.
That's something when
me.
That is something when you are the only man in the room.
I may well be the only man in the rehearsal next week.
That's only because everyone else is women.
I don't think the people in charge of the rehearsal realise that there's going to be a very poor attendance on Tuesday.
Okay. Wow, I can't believe that we've spent 4 minutes.
Well, anyway, it's interesting, isn't it, how people make decisions on what to do. As somebody said, I haven't written a contract to be in this particular company because obviously it's all amateur. So, and they're right, Anyway, that's it.
Okay. Talking of sharing things that are things that are dull, people often share things on the internet, and I think this is a very good thing to talk about. Do you know anyone who shares too much information on the internet? Now, when I say too much information, I mean maybe things that are going on in their lives that they think are interesting to other people. I think the most common one is having a baby. They have a baby and then they give birth to the baby and then for the next 3 or 4 years it's a non-stop stream on their Facebook or their Twitter feed of pictures of this baby changing ever so slightly over 3 or 4 years. And they seem to assume that we all want to see this baby as it slightly changes, just alterations, maybe a new hair or maybe a new tooth coming through, or maybe it does something cute.
Mr. Duncan.
Like maybe it's sick over itself. And they say, "Oh, my little baby had an accident today. Oh, look, it's been sick. Would you like to see my baby vomiting?"
Yes. Mr. Duncan, you've got to realise that even though that you and I may not be particularly interested in babies...
Not you and I.
A lot of people are.
Yes, well, it's a general question.
I know. I'm just taking the opposite view, the contrarian view. There's a good word for you.
It is. It's a very good word. So do people share too much stuff on the internet? The trend that I've noticed is when people go into hospital now and they will take lots of selfies of themselves in their hospital bed, which I always find quite odd, really, because the last thing you should be thinking about if you are going into hospital or if you are in a hospital bed is sending selfies and letting people see that you are in a hospital bed. I always find that very, very strange, because it seems like a very personal thing that you wouldn't just keep sharing with other people.
Well, you see, some people do like to share everything. I know I've got one or two friends, or acquaintances, I would say, that are always sharing their illnesses.
Yes.
For example, I know somebody who was in an amateur dramatic group that I was in, who is very sadly suffering from cancer.
Okay.
But puts everything on to the internet about that condition. Now, some people would think that was something that they wouldn't want to share, but they like to share it with everybody. And, of course, they get a lot of people giving sympathy and likes and things like that. So maybe that helps that person through that difficult time in their lives, having that support. Maybe it does. Some people would like to stay private with that, but maybe some people just, as I get that support that helps them through what is a very difficult period. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't want to share everything like that, but some people do.
My example, of course, would be my mother, who is in a care home now. She's not very well. She has Alzheimer's, but we go to see her, and I do take some photographs, but I don't take them to share with anyone else. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that sometimes personal things should remain personal. So I'm not talking about what you just said, but I'm talking about generally in other areas. So I would not publish, even on here, I wouldn't share any photographs of my mother in her care home bed, because I don't think it's a good thing to do. I think that's something that's in our life. So I think there has to be sometimes a line that you draw across. And I suppose because apparently I'm a public figure. Did you know that? I'm a public figure, apparently, according to Facebook. That's why I have my little blue tick. So myself and Tom Cruise, we both have the same little tick next to our name, because we are public figures. But there are things that I would not share here on the internet. I wouldn't publish photographs of certain areas around my house, or maybe certain people that I know, or maybe there are people who have said to me that they don't want to be photographed or on my live stream. So there are lots of things you have to make sure you control. And I think my mother is a good example of that. So I wouldn't publish a photograph of my mother in the state that she's in at the moment, because it just seems is if I'm doing it to get some sort of attention or some sort of sympathy. So I think that sort of thing should always be kept away. But I think a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
Are we getting any?
Unique Life Design is from Bulgaria.
Hello.
And you've probably told us that before, but I've forgotten, so apologies for that. So, so that's two people from Bulgaria that I have interacted with in the last 24 hours. And I saw an actual live person from Bulgaria, whose English is very good, by the way.
Yes. Well,
this friend of mine, is English is very good.
Yeah. Is it true? Is it true that your friend Courtney? Hello, Courtney. He's not watching. I know you're not.
He's a man.
But yes,
Courtney can be a woman or a man's name.
That's it. It can be either way.
Yes.
These days, a lot of things can be either way. But hasn't he said he wants to be on our live stream one week?
Oh, he definitely has.
Oh, okay, then.
He would love to be on the live stream.
You should never say things like that.
He's very outgoing.
Yes.
He's got a lovely speaking voice, actually. He's always been, because his field of work, he works his sales on the telephone.
Yeah.
And he's got an ideal voice for this. And apparently people are always commenting on his voice.
Oh.
So maybe we've always wanted to do that, have guests on the show, haven't we?
Well, I was hoping to have famous guests.
Well, people. What about me, Mr. Duncan? I thought I was a famous guest.
But you're always here.
Yeah, so we'd love to. What do you think? Would you like to see other people
Yes.
on our live stream?
Although I have been tricked in the past by people who say we want to come on, but then they at the last minute they decide they don't want to. They suddenly become afraid and they change their minds. So it isn't an easy thing to do.
Yes. So Tomek is not very well, as we know,
Tomek is ill.
and is after a bit of sympathy.
Tomek has a bad stomach.
So Tomek this is like social media in a way. So we are all friends of Tomek. So we are going to, well, certainly I am, you are. We are going to wish Tomek gets over his stomach flu very quickly.
See, that's okay. That's all right. But please don't send a photograph of your stomach to us. See, that's the point. That's the point I'm making earlier. That you can share information verbally, but sometimes you can go too far and share far too much stuff. Babies. The latest one, Steve. The latest one is pets. Pets. Oh, look at my dog. Look what my dog did today. Oh, it's licking its bum. Oh, would you like to see a photograph?
Share pictures of that.
Steve, the internet now is just full of pet pictures.
That's true.
If you go onto Facebook or onto Twitter, it's just nothing but pets. They're pets doing cute things. Oh, look at my pet. Look at my cat.
There are people that like attention, aren't there?
The latest craze, by the way, the latest craze. Have you heard of this?
Hancock is another person that likes lots of attention. Yes, go on. The latest craze.
I don't know what that.
On about attention.
Okay. I've lost my train of thought again. Whether
Rewind.
no one knows who Matt Hancock is,
Yeah, but I could explain it.
but I'd rather you didn't. Oh dear. I had a lovely thing to say then, and
I
it's
did
gone.
prompt you.
It's gone. It's gone.
Never mind. Yes, we do hope that you recover very quickly. I'm sure you will. I hope it's not COVID.
Well, you don't get COVID of the stomach, do you?
Well, you can be sick, can't you? If you get COVID, you can feel sick. So, yeah. Flu, it's the flu season because winter's here, isn't it, in Europe? So it's the flu season in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So maybe it is... But stomach flu's horrible. We don't want the details, but we're assuming that, things are coming up.
Yes.
And not staying...
This is great.
Things aren't staying down.
This is good. You're cheering us all up today, Steve.
Yes. Well,
So get well soon, Tomek. That's all I can say. But please, no photographs. We don't want to see any pictures of vomit or anything else that comes out of any end.
I meant to say hello as well to Armella Spagnoli,
Oh, okay.
who I haven't seen on the live stream before. So I just realised what was on the back of that piece of paper that I just held up. Hello from France. I presume you're from France. It says hello from French. I think you mean France, but I haven't seen your name before. So Armel or Armeli, welcome.
Welcome.
Somebody new.
So the latest trend, this is what I was going to say. Please don't say anything else. Don't interject as I'm talking.
No, I'll do this. There we go.
The latest trend on Instagram, and I think it might be on Facebook as well, but I think it's mainly Instagram, is where a person will get their child to film the parent having a dance. But what they don't realise is they've actually got the camera facing towards the child. So all they're actually doing is filming the reaction of the child as the person is dancing. However, there is a slight problem with that, and that's the fact that most people use their rear camera, the camera that's at the back that has high quality. So if you are doing that, then surely you will see that the camera is pointed at the person. If it is the camera that's on the screen, on the same side as the screen. So I always find that quite strange, but that's the latest trend. So the adult will dance in front of their child, but really they're filming the reaction of the child.
So are they doing that deliberately?
It's a massive trend. If you go onto Instagram now, there are loads of videos of children just going, and that's it.
Right,
That's the latest trend.
Well, you see, we're so old.
No, it's nothing to do with age.
That we don't find those things interesting.
But it's older people doing it.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's maybe, I don't know, who's watching it then? What's all people?
It's just a trend.
See, I haven't got time for all this.
Sorry, Steve. It's the trend. It's not people enjoying watching it. It's the trend of actually doing it, as most things
I understand what you're saying.
And that's it. So everyone's now doing it. Oh, I'm having a dance, but really, I'm filming the reaction of my child, and I'm going to share it with you all.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I haven't got time for all this. It's like Facebook. I've got a Facebook account, but I just haven't got time to keep. I mean, I don't get many messages because I'm not really on it. But no. I just once you open that box, because I know people. I've got friends similar age to me who have been on Facebook and then come off it because they said it almost becomes like a full-time thing. They haven't got time.
Yeah.
To keep sending messages back to people, reacting to things, and they feel the pressure of having to like something that somebody else has put on, or they feel as though then people think that they're not being supportive. So yes, I think I it's a personal thing, isn't it? But I don't really know how to use Facebook. I get quite confused with it.
Isn't that the main reason why you don't use it?
But
because you don't know how to do it.
I just, coming from that generation where we didn't have that, I just find it annoying to constantly have to. If I want to speak to a friend, I'll either go and see them or I'll pick up the phone. Texting's all right, emails are all right, but you can get 20, 30 messages a day. And I haven't got the time or the interest, which probably means I haven't got many friends.
Okay, well, you can have virtual friends. I think if people were honest, they would say that they don't have many friends in their personal life. And I think that's the reason why people love going on social media, because it then gives them the feeling of having lots of friends, and that includes me. So I don't have a huge circle of friends, and I wouldn't say that we do, but we do know people. But on the internet, of course, you can know lots of people. We know you see, and that's the reason why we love doing this. We love coming on here and sharing our time with you, and hopefully you enjoy the same thing. Tomek says, we've got to move on. Tomek says, I will not send any photographs of my vomit or anything else.
Well, we'd like to see a picture. Well, we've never seen any pictures of Tomek. We don't know what Tomek looks like, but vomit would be something. At least we'd see a picture of something of Tomek. Right, a couple of new people here, Mr. Duncan, who I haven't seen before, saying hi on the live stream.
I would be careful of that one.
Really? Okay. What about this one?
Hello, Hannah. Hello.
Hannon from Egypt.
Go on.
Yeah. Hello. Nice to see you here. And it's nice when people are watching, but we don't often make comments in the live stream. It's nice to know that you're there.
We also have Myanmar watching as well. Hello to Myanmar. Very nice to see you here. I know we do have a lot of people watching in Myanmar as well.
Yes.
Alessandra is here reacting to Vitas, because Vitas is making lots of jokes as usual. So I think it is possible to share too much on the internet. And quite often I think what you said earlier, not necessarily in reference to what you said about your friend, but I think a lot of people do these things because they do want to get a reaction of some sort. Maybe praise, or maybe sympathy, something like that. So I think the internet is a very powerful tool for receiving some sort of encouragement. If you can't get it from real people, you go onto the internet and try to get it from complete strangers. So yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe we've cracked it. Maybe that's the reason why people do it.
Lena's saying hello, and so is Bashir as well. It's nice to have people saying hello, and people are getting replies back from from To from Myanmar as well. So yes, I can't pronounce your first name, so I'm going to call you To.
Yes.
I hope we don't.
I think it's.
Hope you don't mind.
I think it's
Could
Tuka.
well be.
I think it's actually Tuka.
Oh yes, I think you're right, Mr. Duncan.
Tuka.
Yes.
So hello to Tuka watching in Myanmar.
A lot of new people coming on the live chat today, and this is a very friendly place. So put whatever you like as long as it's not rude.
Yes. So
And
do you want to see me oversharing?
well, I think we do tend to overshare. See, we're talking about not oversharing on social media, but this is sort of we a bit like social media. We do share a lot of our personal lives on here.
A lot of it, but there is a lot of it that you don't see. So we do control it. But do you want to see me oversharing now
I'm not sure.
on the screen? So this is my morning tweet. This is the tweet that I sent this morning on my Twitter page.
Mr. Duncan, I think that is inappropriate.
Do you think that? No, I don't think that's inappropriate. I think that's brilliant.
For an esteemed English teacher.
That is some great sharing. So that sort of thing. Best poop in ages.
Okay, well, yes.
With a big smiley face and lots of hearts. They should invent a new emoji for someone who's just had the best poop ever.
I'm not going to comment on that. But we know that you like to tell everybody about your poops.
Well, I don't
and you
tell
like to talk about poops.
Okay, Steve.
Which occurs quite frequently
It's
on
not.
these live streams.
It's not that I enjoy talking about it. It's just that it happens and everyone does it.
Thank you, Bashir.
But don't share it, Steve. Don't share a photograph. Can I just say that? Because that is one thing no one wants to see. If I was honest.
Tukato, is that correct? Tukato, or we can call you Ice Fox.
Oh, I see. I think I will stick with Ice Fox.
What about is Tukato? Is that correct? Have we pronounced that name correctly? Because we'd like to call you by your proper name, or at least your handle on here.
For a moment, you see, I thought it was one of those names that sounds like a rude word. That's why I was very careful, you see, how I said it.
Nitram says that Freud, the famous psychologist, presumably, would love that tweet.
Freud
because it must show something about your inner workings of the mind.
Well, it just means that I like expressing myself in many varied ways. I think we should do it more.
We got it correct.
Yes.
You were correct, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
Good. So we'll. We always like to. The thing is, I'll forget it. So next week you'll come on, Tukato, and I will have forgotten how to pronounce your name.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
You often forget how to pronounce your own name.
That's true.
It is true. It's very true. Today, by the way, we're talking about starting and stopping. Starting things and stopping. So when we start something, we begin. We progress. After the beginning, we start doing something. And of course, the word that a lot of people shout at us every Sunday, stop. Stop. No, please, stop, is what they say. So that's one of the things also we're talking about. Can I now make a big announcement? Are you ready for this, Steve?
Brace yourselves.
Yes, even you don't know about this. In my hand, I have something. Would you like to see it? Do you want to see what I have in my hand?
Okay.
It is a leaflet all about the Much Wenlock Christmas Fair, which is taking place next Saturday. We will be there live.
Weather permitting.
Yes. If the weather is okay, if it's raining or snowing, we won't be there. But we will go there and do some recordings for Sunday. But if the weather is okay next Saturday, we will be there live. We will set up the camera and we will be there live at the Much Wenlock Christmas Fair next Saturday, because December is beginning, and guess what, Steve? We have a whole month of special live streams coming up.
Is this your announcement?
This is the announcement.
Big announcement.
It's a big
Mr.
announcement.
Duncan.
So
Yes.
during the month,
Listen up.
during the month of December,
December.
there will be some special live streams. Lots of live streams. And this is how they will begin. And that's what we're doing during the month of December. Lots of extra live streams, lots more of myself and also Mr. Steve as well. Ooh, Mr. Steve, I am so excited by that.
Does this mean I've got to do extra work in December?
It might mean that you will be on, not every time. You don't have to be with me every time, but we are doing some extra live streams in December, almost every day.
Is it like Dunksember?
Well, a few years ago, I did something called December Drop-In, but they were not live. They were recorded. But this is going to be live streams, special live streams during the whole of December. And that includes, wait for it, Christmas as well. We will be doing some live streams. And I'm hoping this year we will be able to do the thing that we used to do, which was the live stream that we did on Boxing Day.
Weather permitting.
The day after Christmas. So that's something we've done maybe 2 or 3 times. I think we've done it 3 times. So this year, I would like to do it again. So we have a very busy month of live streams coming up during the month of December. And I hope you will stay with us for those.
By the way, the phrase weather permitting is a phrase that's commonly used in British English, isn't it, to indicate that you will do something as long as the weather is good enough.
Yes.
So if you say, oh, we will do live streams outside in December, weather permitting, you are indicating that you won't do them if it's raining, or you won't do them if it's very cold or very uncomfortable to be outside. It's like you say, oh, let's go for a walk tomorrow into town, weather permitting.
Yes.
So
permit means allow. So weather allowing. If the weather is good, we will do it. If the weather is terrible, we won't do it. So if the weather allows us to do it, we will do it.
But it's often a phrase you put at the end of something, if it involves going outside.
So the Much Wenlock Christmas Fair is happening, and there's so much to look forward to at the Christmas Fair. There is it starts off in the morning with the opening of the Christmas Fair by the world's tallest town crier.
How exciting.
He's very tall.
I think he was there last year.
Black-Eyed Susans at 10 a.m.
Who were they? We're not going to be there that early, surely.
No, we won't be there that early.
No, we'll miss that.
There's definitely no chance of that. Santa will be arriving at his little grotto, the place where he sits, at 11 a.m. So Santa will be arriving in Much Wenlock at 11 a.m. I'm not sure if we'll be there for that. I might be still in bed, asleep, to be honest. So maybe after 2 o'clock. Let's see what happens at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we have the Iron Men and the 7 Guilders Morris Dancers.
They're always there every year.
The Morris Dancers.
I don't know who the Iron Men are, so that'll be interesting. I'm presuming they're strong, tough, sort of well-built men.
There was a group of Morris dancers who got into a lot of trouble a few years ago because part of their routine involves them blacking their faces.
Okay.
And they got into a lot of trouble.
But that's tradition, so...
But that was tradition, but they had to stop doing it.
You mean they buckled to the unfair social pressure
Well, a lot of people just
against something that they've been doing for centuries, probably. Anyway, we won't go into that.
Okay, Steve. If you want to die on that hill, you are more than welcome to. Also, Santa is leaving at 2 p.m.
Where's he going?
Isn't that strange, though? He's going to leave as we start.
On his sleigh, no doubt.
So I think that Santa Claus already knows that we're going to be there because he's going to leave. He's going to leave at 2 o'clock.
Well, there's a lot going on,
Yes.
is what we're trying to say, and
Yes.
we will be probably illegally filming most of it, and assuming we don't oversleep.
Well, we will see what happens. So if the weather is okay, we'll be live. If the weather is not okay, we'll go there and we will do a little bit of filming and then show it on Sunday. But what I really want to say is I will be with you on
Sunday?
Thursday, because Thursday is the 1st of December. So I'm going to actually be with you on Thursday this week.
How about Wednesday?
Not Wednesday. So I won't be with you on Wednesday. So make the most of this. This is actually the last live stream of November. I won't be with you on Wednesday, but I will be with you on Thursday and also Saturday and Sunday as well. And then as December continues, we will do regular live streams almost every day. Not every day, almost every day. So there it is, a very, very exciting, busy December coming up.
Tukato points out that Santa's coming all the way from Finland, because that's where we always think of where Santa's coming from.
Finland?
Yeah, somewhere sort of, northern Europe, cold. Finland is this sort of mysterious country, isn't it, to us? It's always sort of...
It's the North Pole.
Yes.
That's where Santa lives. He lives in a small... Did you ever see Superman, the first Superman? It's a bit like his Fortress of Solitude. Well, Santa Claus has the same thing.
Finland is quite close to the North Pole. I think they don't get very much light in winter because of the way the Earth's tilted and all that. But yes, Finland is a sort of mysterious country. It's sort of cold. It paints the picture. It's been painted to me over years of thinking about Finland as it's sort of very mysterious and sort of magical sort of country.
Well, they've had a lot of well, I don't want to say war, but they've had a lot of disagreements with other countries and trying to keep their national identity. So it's quite an interesting thing. Also, they used to make televisions, very good televisions.
They did.
In Finland, a brand that doesn't exist now, unfortunately, called Finlandia. And I used to have a Finlandia television. So Finland, very well known for lots of things.
By the way, I was going to say, Lena is also not very well today. You see, you can tell winter is upon us.
Yes.
Because all the sort of colds and sort of flu-y things are starting to come out. And yet, people are still coming on the live stream, even though they're not feeling very well, and hoping that we will cheer them up and make them feel better. So hopefully news about the Christmas fair.
Yes.
Filming that, weather permitting, and also Mr. Duncan's extra live streams in December will have cheered you up no end.
If you haven't already noticed, Christmas is on its way. Christmas is on its way. December is just around the corner. I bet you're excited, Steve.
Well, I'm surprised, Mr. Duncan, because it's not even December yet, and normally your rule is nothing should be mentioned about Christmas until December. But obviously, we've got this coming up, so we have to advertise that.
Yes.
It'll be an event-packed one day. There's lots of bands playing and people doing things in the street.
Yes.
Lots of stalls selling food and things for Christmas.
Yes.
And hopefully it will be just a sort of a cold day, maybe overcast. So if we say overcast, it means cloudy.
Yes.
Or maybe, not raining, because I don't know what the long-range forecast is.
That's the only thing.
For Saturday.
If it rains, the answer is no, we won't be doing it. If it's dry and cold, even if it's cold, it doesn't matter, we'll still do it. But we will start at 2:00 next Saturday at the Christmas fair. Don't forget also, I'm back with you on Thursday, which is the 1st of December. And then, of course, next Sunday, it's usual. We're doing the Sunday live streams as normal. And then some extra live streams for the rest of December. I won't mention it again because a lot of people will say, Mr. Duncan, okay, we get the message. All right, Mr. Duncan.
A few people saying that they are getting excited about Christmas, but also Christina saying, I don't like Christmas because I'm not a religious person, which is ironic considering that you've been given the name Christina.
Yes.
But, you didn't choose the name. Your parents chose the name.
You literally have Christ in your name.
And you're not religious, so that's...
Nor are we.
That's irony.
I'm a practicing atheist.
Obviously. What do you practice?
That's nothing. That's why it's so easy.
Yes. No, well, you see, but a lot of people aren't particularly religious, but they can separate the religious part of Christmas from the sort of fun buying present side of it and family coming together and all that. So a lot of people can celebrate Christmas, but they're not necessarily religious.
No.
They just like the good feeling that comes with it and buying presents for people and decorating.
Yes.
All that,
well, it's just the festivity.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes. You don't
like
have
the party.
to be religious to enjoy Christmas.
You don't have to. No. It's like Easter. Most people who have Easter eggs and eat lots of chocolate during Easter are not religious. They couldn't care less, really, to be honest.
Yes, but I think it's good to enjoy, because there are positive things about Christmas. Yes, you might disagree with all this sort of excess buying, which I would tend to disagree with all that, but it's supposed to boost the economy and everything. But, it's wasteful of resources. But you can enjoy families coming together, having meals, just having a bit of fun, a bit of a break from the usual routine, which is how we tend to think of Christmas.
That's it. Last Friday, I was trying to find a lovely gift for Mr. Steve in the Black Friday sales, and I noticed that there are very few bargains this year. So I think a lot of manufacturers and shops and websites are not giving good discounts. In fact, some of them are actually tricking people into believing that they have lowered the price. But in fact, all they've done just before the Black Friday sales, they put the prices up slightly and then reduce them. And it looks as if then that they've reduced the price by a lot, when in fact they haven't. You're paying virtually the same price as you normally would. So I couldn't find anything in the Black Friday sales. I thought there would be something, but there wasn't anything. All the prices seemed still too high. So I think this Christmas, maybe people are going to spend less money.
Well, I think they will, because they've got to save money for paying your energy bills and your increased mortgage payments because of high interest rates. But we don't want to bring a downer to December. There's still, my mother used to tell me that she was always excited at Christmas by just getting an orange in a sock.
That's it.
People didn't get sort of very expensive
Did she
gifts.
hit you over the head with it?
No, that's what she said she used to get for Christmas, like an orange or some nuts. it wasn't big presents because they didn't have very much money.
Well, my parents would put the gifts in a pillowcase.
Yes.
Did yours?
Yes.
So they would put the... But one year, I got my present and it was just a pillow inside. And that was it. They just took the pillow off one of the beds. And that was my gift.
Oh, I see. Right. Yes. So, yeah, people... Yes, I mean... a few people have said that they just like to enjoy the feeling of Christmas. Beatrice says that as well.
It's a time to have fun.
You don't have to feel a conflict there because, I mean, it's fairly well documented that, even if you are religious, Jesus wasn't born at Christmas anyway, was he? So even assuming...
He wasn't born at Christmas.
Well, not on the 25th of December. It's been fairly well documented, hasn't it? What's Mr. Duncan? What's the
I'm
matter?
laughing because you just said Jesus wasn't born at Christmas. That's literally what Christmas is.
No, on the 25th of December.
Oh, I see.
Mr. Duncan, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
It's fairly well documented that probably wasn't the date anyway. So if you are celebrating the birth of Christ, then you're probably celebrating it on the wrong day anyway, because didn't they change it?
Well,
I mean, religious scholars will be
June.
able to... Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to be... It's sometime in June.
Didn't they change it to annoy the pagans?
Yes, all the pagans were dancing around naked and having a good time. And the religious people thought, we're going to put a stop to that. They're having too much fun. And that's it. That's why Christmas Day is the 25th of December, just to annoy all of those pagans.
But, who knows what you can believe what you want. We're not going to criticise that. Talking of Christmas, you normally associate that with snow, don't you, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, we've had no snow.
We've had no snow, but I have a big problem.
We know that.
And that is because do you want me to talk about cars and tyres? I know you're right. You haven't got to. We haven't got time.
Every year, you don't realise this, Steve, but every year, just as winter approaches, at some point on the live stream, you will talk about your winter tyres.
Well, you see, yes, because it's
You have a minute. I
have a minute.
It's 3:21. You have until 3:23.
Lots of people across Europe at this time of the year, by law, will have to change their summer tyres to winter tyres. Germany and Finland, almost certainly, lots of these cold countries. In the UK, it's not law. We don't have to do it because we don't get much snow. But I'm always... my mind is always in conflict. What should I do? Because I have to go out at night to rehearsals. Should I buy winter tyres or should I buy all-season tyres? Or should I... Because the chances of us getting snow is very slim in the UK, but I might just get stuck. One night at a rehearsal, I come out, it's snowing, I can't get home to Mr. Duncan. Should I spend all that money on winter tyres or all-season tyres, or should I just spend them on snow socks, which I can put over the tyres to get me home if I get stuck? There we go. I've done that in less than a minute, Mr. Duncan.
Wow.
And
I think it was actually getting on for 2 minutes.
I just get excited about tyres.
That was 2 minutes.
I do. Was it?
It's just coming up to 23. Here we go. Watch. You will see. It will tick to 23.
So I've got more time to talk. I'm so excited about tyres. I just like the smell of them. I like looking at the treads and knowing that I'm going to be safe with a winter pattern tread on my tyre, so that I can get home safely to Mr. Duncan if I'm stuck out at night.
Of course, the other thing is just don't go out. Stay at home.
If there's a snowfall, and no, I'm not going to spend lots of money on winter tyres. It's an expense, an unnecessary expense.
That's it, Steve. Your time is up. I must say you fitted quite a lot in there.
Does anybody else get excited about tyres?
No.
I want to know.
You are the only person on the planet.
I'm going to start a YouTube channel about tyres.
Yeah. You could call it Feeling Tired.
Well, if you weren't before you watched it, you will be afterwards. Magdalena says, my winter tyres are not good. They are too old. Right, okay, yes.
I suppose you do have to be careful. Seriously, though, you have to be careful if you're driving around in the cold conditions, snow.
The problem is where we are. It's all right if we were still living in Wolverhampton because all the roads would be salted and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But because we're living out in the country, they don't salt the roads, so it's we've got to go down hills, up hills to get up to our house. So it would be, I would feel safer with I'm going to wait till the summer tyres wear out, then I'm going to fit all season tyres, and then I don't have to worry. How about that, Mr. Duncan?
That sounds good to me.
Right, that's the decision made. Thank
Brilliant.
you very much for listening to me. Good night.
So when will you start or stop doing it? So when will you stop using your normal tyres and start using your winter tyres? Or maybe some people are like you want to have both. You want to have tyres that work in both winter and in the dry conditions as well, which also means that I can mention today's subject: stop and start, words and phrases.
I'm a tyre addict, says Francesca. You are right. I have got this strange obsession with tyres. I like looking at websites about tyres, reading about reviews of tyres.
Yes.
Which ones are the quietest? Which ones have the best grip in the wet or the snow or the dry?
Yeah.
I just love reading about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I've always been excited about tyres, Mr. Oh, maybe it's the rubber.
Now I know why you're wearing no underpants today. It's because he's getting too excited.
Yes, we have turned on our heating system, Alexandra, but I'm controlling it.
Yes.
I'm controlling it like a dictator.
Anyway, Steve, as usual,
I have control over the heating.
We have a format to follow.
I'm all hot under the collar, Mr. Duncan, talking about tyres.
To stop, to cease, to end, to finish, to bring something to an end. We are talking about stopping, first of all, stopping things. You might stop by choice, or you might stop by force. Something happening at the moment in China, a lot of people protesting, a lot of people getting quite angry, and the authorities are trying to stop the protests. They are trying to bring something to an end. They are trying to stop it by force. In fact, there are people now, I've seen some very strange pictures coming from China of people queuing up to get their COVID tests. And there are now, and this is something I've never seen before in China, there are armed police with guns, with machine guns, or semi-automatic rifles.
Really?
As the people are queuing. So it's quite, yes. It's
queuing for what?
Queuing for their COVID tests.
They've got machine guns?
Yes. This was posted this morning on the internet. There's loads of footage at the moment all across China, Wuhan, Chengdu, other parts of China, north, south, east, west. A lot of people getting rather angry about the measures that are taking place. So you might stop something because you want to, but you might also stop something because you are being forced to stop doing it. So to force an annoying thing to stop, to force something to come to an end. The thing in question is causing a disturbance. So that relates to what I just mentioned about China. Things that are trying to be stopped. Please don't do that anymore. Oh, I'm sure you've said this many times, and I've said it to Steve. I've said it many times. Please don't do that anymore. If you want to bring something to a stop, or you want something not to happen again, you will ask them to stop. Please don't do that anymore. You want them to stop. Here's a good one, Steve. Do you like that one? Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. If you cut, if you, I was waiting for more there.
Okay, all right, yeah. So yeah. If somebody annoys you, maybe they're talking too much. I don't know, maybe about tyres or something like that. Maybe they're just or maybe they're sort of poking you and annoying you in some way.
I will never complain about that.
You might say to them, "Oh, cut it out." Or maybe it could be anything. They could be saying, "Oh, you're wonderful, you're beautiful. Oh, I adore you." And then you might, "Oh, cut it out." If you think that they're saying something that's sort of maybe over-exaggerated,
yes,
or annoying in some way.
Or insincere.
Yes.
Stop it. Cut it out.
Oh, cut it out. Yes. You could say that. You could say it in a friendly way. You could be serious about it. Cut it out. You could say that to a child who's annoying you. Stop doing that. Cut it out.
Oh, okay, Steve.
Or you might just say friendly. If someone's saying nice things about you, and you, "Oh, cut it out. Don't be silly."
Sue R. Lee is now going because it's midnight in Korea. It is after midnight in Korea. So I am going now. I hope it is not oversharing. No, that's okay.
No, Rose is going as well.
Yes.
So have a lovely week, both of you.
See you later. And don't forget, I'm back with you on Thursday with our whole month of super duper live streams. So to cut is to end or stop. You might have to remove the annoying thing. Take them away. Maybe you have to kick the habit. If you kick the habit, then you are trying to force yourself to stop doing something. Smoking, maybe a person who smokes. They try to kick the habit. They want to stop doing that thing. They want to kick the habit. You might tell someone to leave it out. Leave it out. Don't even think about doing that thing. Leave it out. Don't do it. Whatever you are thinking of doing, leave it out. Don't say it. Don't do it. And
if you were going to say something to for example, if I was going to talk about tyres, and you knew I was going to talk about, and I started talking about, Mr. Steve, leave it out. Let's move on to something else. So that's very similar to cut it out, isn't it?
Yes,
in a way.
That's it.
Cut it out, leave it out, don't do that thing.
Yes.
And you're stopping somebody from doing it. So
quite often though you will use this before it happens. Somebody might suggest doing something, or they might say they're going to do something. You say leave it out. Leave it out. Don't even think about doing that thing. Here's a good one. Knock it on the head.
Right.
You knock something on the head.
Not literally.
No. So it's being used figuratively. You knock it on the head. You bring something to a permanent end.
Maybe if you're talking about, you've got a point of view on something, and you're having arguments with people, and you keep talking about your point of view, and people are sick to death of you constantly talking about something. They might just say to you, "Oh, knock it on the head, will you? Just stop going on and on about whatever it is you're moaning about." Maybe you're moaning about something. Maybe you're moaning about the weather. "Oh, the weather's always, I want to go outside for a walk. I can't go outside. It's oh, knock it on the head." Because they're sick of you moaning and complaining about something. It doesn't mean you're literally knocking somebody on the head. It's just a phrase.
Yes.
To say, "Oh, for goodness sake, just stop doing that." And you would probably shout it as you said it. "Oh, for goodness sake, knock it on the head."
Yes. Here's another one. This is something a person might tell you to do. If you keep doing something that might be illegal or harming someone, you might tell them to cease and desist. Stop what you are doing. Quite often in legal terms, you have to stop doing that thing or you will face further action.
Yes.
Maybe someone is writing things about you that are untrue. You might send them a letter telling them to stop. In legal terms, we call it cease and desist. You are telling that person that they must stop doing that thing.
But you can say that to somebody in a sort of a jokey way. You can. It doesn't have to be used as a legal term. That is what it is normally used as. You might get a letter, mightn't you, telling you to cease and desist if you are I don't know, maybe you're stalking somebody, or maybe you're sending letters to somebody, or maybe you're annoying your neighbour in some way, and you might get a court order to cease and desist. Stop doing what you're doing, or we will take you to court.
Yes.
But some people do sometimes say that in a sort of friendly way in conversation, don't they? Cease and desist. Will you cease and desist if they keep pestering you in some way? It
still sounds as if you're annoyed, though.
Yes, I think you would be. You wouldn't use that unless you're almost threatening people with legal action with that one.
Finally,
right, yes.
You might put a stop to something. You put a stop to something. You stop that thing. So to put a stop to something means to end it. You are doing something that will end that thing. I will put a stop to your noisy parties. To express the intention to stop something, you will put a stop. Or maybe you have already done it. You have put a stop to it. You have made sure that it never happens again.
Somebody in charge might say that if somebody at work is behaving or not working properly, not working hard enough, or maybe they're annoying somebody, and you're somebody in a position of authority, you might say, right, lots of people might come and complain to you about the way somebody's behaving, and they listen to everything, and then they say, right, I'm going to put a stop to that. So they'll then go and have a word with that particular person. So it's usually said by somebody in authority, maybe. But you could, if, for example, the neighbour's dog kept running around in your garden and pooping in your garden, you might say, right, I'm going round to see the neighbours. I'm going to put a stop to that, meaning that you're going to complain to them.
Bring it to an end.
Yes.
So we've had stop. Now let's have
usually said if you're annoyed about something, isn't it? I'm just trying to, if you're annoyed about something, you would use that phrase. I'm going to put a stop to that. It's not used in a sort of friendly way, is it? No. Start
words and phrases.
Oh, just before you do that, Mr. Duncan, sorry to interrupt. Adalberto Gomez wants to say hello from Caracas in Venezuela.
Hello to Venezuela. It's nice to see you here.
We have lots of people watching us from that part of the world.
So we have start words and phrases to express the intention to begin something. So you might say that you will start something, or you will begin doing something. I will begin learning English next year. I will start learning English next week. So something you will begin or something you will start. You will commence. I like that word. You commence something. You start something.
This evening's performance will commence in 5 minutes.
It will start in 5 minutes. To start is to put something into action. So you start something. You start doing something. To begin a process, or maybe launch a plan. You start something. Quite often in politics, you will often see governments. They will start to do something. They take a certain action. I suppose another word you could use is implement. You implement something. You bring something into action. You start doing that thing.
Implement a plan.
The first time something is done is the start. We use the word inaugural. So that's an interesting word, maybe one you've never heard before, something that is the first time that it's happened, but it is also the point where something starts. Maybe a ship, a large ship, is being launched. It is starting off on its first voyage. Inaugural. I like that word,
yes.
By the way.
It's often used for performances in maybe a play or a film showing, or an orchestra's first performance of a particular piece of music, the inaugural performance, the first time that they've done it. So they've probably been practicing for a long time, and then they've got their opening night Opening night would be another phrase. Opening night or inaugural performance, the first time.
So the start of something, that will go on and on. The first.
So I was going to say, you could say, so your first, your inaugural performance in December is your first of your series of December shows. You can always call your first on the 1st of December. When is that? Is that this week?
That's this week. That's Thursday.
I've got to measure the oil levels in the tank before we do that. Right, yeah. Good, thanks for reminding me, Mr. Duncan.
Okay. The first of many things, the start of a business, maybe. We started with one shop, now we have 50. So you started at a certain point. Maybe in business, we often start out in business. You start your business, you launch your business, you begin trading. So the first of many things, the first thing is what you start with, and then you continue, you go on.
You can have a start-up business, can't you?
Yes, literally.
You can have what's called a start-up business. It might be a new in a new field of something. Yes, you can. It's just they call it a start-up business when you are maybe. It's a new field in some. It's normally a new field of something, isn't it? That hasn't been done before.
Or maybe a brand new business that has very little funding, and so you're just starting small.
That's it. So and they often have places where startup businesses can start. Literally, where you used to have your studio in Wolverhampton, there were lots of businesses in this building. Small businesses. They might have just employed one or two people. And they're just starting up, and they call them start-up businesses. And then they run for 6 months or so, and then if they're successful, they will then move on to bigger premises and do. It could be anything. It could be a shop. They might be selling something that nobody's sold before, or a new concept in something. What you were doing was a start-up business.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say something then. Yes, we have a question about your Christmas concert.
I do. I've got 3 or 4 Christmas concerts with different groups coming up. The first ones are a week this Friday, so we're doing lots of rehearsals for those. I have. I think it's 3 actually, but no, it's 4. I'm in another one as well with somebody else. I can never turn down a Christmas concert.
So you're doing 4 concerts.
4 Christmas concerts before Christmas, all amateur, so I'm not being paid, never get paid for any of these. In fact, I have to pay to go. You have to pay to be members of these amateur groups.
It's a strange irony that Steve has to actually pay. By the way, if you want to hear Steve singing some Christmas songs, there is a video that I will give the link to later underneath this video, and there are some lovely songs that Steve is actually singing for Christmas time. What do you think about that?
Did I do those last year, or the year before?
I think it was.
A couple of years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
It might have been, yes.
2 years, I think. The start of a game or match. You can see what I've done. You can see what I've done there. The start of a game or match. Maybe a football match. We can describe this or describe it as getting underway. If something starts, we can say that it is getting underway. It is just starting. It is beginning. The match or the game is getting underway.
Yes, the chess match is now getting underway. The football match is getting underway. It normally indicates something that sort of starts slowly, because a football match the players don't just come on and the match starts straight away. They come on. There's the national anthem, and they're sort of shaking hands with each other. There's a lot of business going on, isn't there? And then so you can say, well, shortly the match will be getting underway, but in the meantime you're watching things happening. The players all sort of warming up and national anthems being played, things like that.
Everyone taking their knees.
Yes, in 5 minutes the football match will get underway. Well, it could be anything.
In football, we describe the start as the kick-off. So the beginning of a football match is normally referred to as the kick-off. It is the start of the football match. It is the first kick of the ball in that game. So we might be going to a football match and you might say, what time is the kickoff? What time does the match actually begin? The kickoff starts the game. And then, of course, we have the opposite. The final whistle ends the game. So the beginning of a football match is the kickoff. The end of a football match is the final whistle. Let us hope next Tuesday the final whistle will be in England's favour.
3-0, that's what I'm predicting.
Really? 3-0 to Wales?
No, that would be a disaster for England.
So you think that England are going to win next week?
Well, if they don't, it will probably be the most embarrassing match that England have ever played. Not because I'm denigrating Wales in any way. Denigrating. Yes. Criticising, putting down.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But you know, the fact that Wales lost to Iran and the fact that that England beat Iran quite convincingly means that if we don't beat Wales, it will be a disaster for the English team.
Yes, I think losing to a country that really doesn't have much history of football, such as Iran, I think that is embarrassing.
Well, we didn't win. We didn't lose to them. But
no,
the thing
that's why I said that would be embarrassing.
But Wales, you see, people think, but Wales haven't been in the World Cup for about 50 years or something, have they?
It's a long time.
Because they don't really, football in Wales isn't their main game. It's rugby. They don't really focus on football, but they happen to be in the World Cup this year.
And chasing sheep around. That's their other sport.
We won't go into that. Maybe they should cease and desist. That's what the sheep would say.
Maybe the sheep enjoy it. To start is begin, commence. Maybe you switch on something. So maybe you start your car engine, the engine of your car. You start the engine. You switch on the engine. You start something. So quite often with a piece of machinery, something that has an engine or a motor, you start that thing up, you switch it on, get going, you set off on a journey, you start your journey, you get going. Activate, you start your computer. In the morning, you press the button on your computer to start the computer, to activate, to turn on. And I suppose we could also use the word ignite as well. If you start a fire, you ignite. You cause something to start burning, and then it will be a fire.
A match will ignite a fire. Well, no, a match will ignite some wood, for example.
Yes.
Yes. How will you start the fire? I will ignite it with a match.
Or start it.
Yes,
with a match.
Or start it.
So to ignite something. So there are many words, many phrases we can use in those situations. Look at that. We have 14 minutes still to go.
So I could have talked for longer about tyres.
No, that's good. I'm not saying that we've got too much time. Quite the opposite. We can now relax, you see. I like this. This is something that rarely ever happens at the end. So, Steve, what we are going to do, we are going to play one round of fill in the blanks.
How exciting! Well, let's hope that certain people who aren't very well today are still paying attention.
Okay. And I hope everyone is paying attention. Fill in the blanks. Very easy. I will show you a sentence, and all you have to do is give me some words that you can put in those spaces. It's as simple as that. I will put it on the screen now. We'll just do one for this week. So this is something that might refer to a subject we were talking about recently, about neighbours So here it is. You something something me my something back.
But as we know, our wonderful viewers will probably come up with other alternatives. Mr. Duncan has a suggestion, but it might not be the same as your suggestion. And as long as it's grammatically correct, think about what you're putting in those blanks. It's got to make sense from a grammatical standpoint. Then we will reward you with a clap.
Yes.
Or a kiss.
Mr. Steve, every week, he threatens people with kisses. You do not want a kiss from Mr. Steve, trust me.
So that's it. Fill in the blanks, but and we await your various suggestions, but make sure it's grammatically correct, please.
Yes.
Don't just put words in because they seem to fit. Think about the grammar behind it.
Yes.
Because we know a lot of you are very good at writing English, maybe not so good at speaking it, but a lot of you are here because you want to learn how to pronounce words and speak English better. But you might be very good at writing English, which is what this game is all about.
I always think it should be fun anyway. Whatever it is, if you are right or wrong, sometimes it is a good way of learning. So I like to think that this game allows you to expand your mind and maybe also learn some new phrases and words or uses or ways of using those words in sentences. So grammar is part of it, but as I always say, grammar is not all of English, and certainly when you're learning English. But today we are doing this. Fill in the blanks. Do we have any suggestions?
What have we got here? We've got Francesca. You will lift me my home back. Sorry, Francesca. Doesn't quite make grammatical sense. You will. Well, you could say you will give me my home back. You will. Yes, you could say give me my home back. You could say that, but lift me. That doesn't quite fit with the word lift in there.
You will. Olga says you will bring me. You will bring me my keys back. So I think you've got the right idea there with that sentence, because the sentence is actually imperative. You are actually asking someone something. So I would say here you are stating that a person must something back. So think of a situation where you might have to do that, where you might need a person to do something in return to what you've asked.
So if you say you will bring me my keys back, that doesn't. You would need a word in for that to sound right. You would need something like something else in front of the you. Please, will you bring me my keys back?
Yes. So I'm giving you a clue here.
I mean, unless you were shouting it, you will bring me my keys back.
Yes.
In which case, yes, that's grammatically correct because you're angry and you're saying, or it could be you will bring me my anything back.
Yes.
My wife, my camera, my lawnmower,
my youth.
If you say that phrase, so it is grammatically correct, but you'd have to sort of say it with a bit of anger behind your voice and maybe an exclamation mark after the back. So so that's good. Thank you for that. Let's have another look. What have we got here? So that's
I like Florence. You will give me my passport back. You will. There is another word we can use instead of will. So the clue is in the fact that this is imperative. An imperative is normally an instruction or a warning. It is telling you that you must do something. And I think I may have even given you the answer there.
Push Pendra says, you can hit me my lower back. See, that's, I know what you're trying to say, but that you would have, for that to be grammatically correct, you would have to put, you can hit me in my lower back. You would have to put in there for that to be grammatically correct. So, close. You should ask me my words back. No, see that again, that's not grammatically correct. Unfortunately.
Nitram has a good one.
Okay, let's have a look here. Can't see that. Oh, right.
At the very bottom.
You have... well, there's one before that with Tomek. You have promised me my money back.
Ah.
You have promised me... You have promised to give me my money back would be a better phrase.
Yes.
You have promised
but the clue...
Yeah, no, that does work.
The clue is in the fact that this is imperative. It is something that you are saying, and it has to be done.
Well, here's one from Florence. You will give me my passport back. Yeah.
Yes. So here is the suggestion.
Say that to a child. You will give me my money back. But it's not quite yes. Whereas you sent me my letter back. You sent me my... No, not quite. Yes. Oh, that one's gone. You give me my answer back. Yeah.
Okay, let's give the answer because we are running out of time, Steve.
Okay.
So this is what I've got.
You must give me my lawnmower back.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So we are using the word... So the important word here is actually the second word, must. You must. Because we are saying that you have no choice. Well, I'm not saying that you can if you want. I'm saying you must. You must give me my lawnmower back. And this relates to what we were talking about recently about neighbours. So maybe a neighbour will come round and borrow something. It happens all the time.
So Nitram has got it absolutely spot on.
Yes.
You must give me my money back.
Yes.
Yes.
So this type of sentence is called an imperative. It's something you are giving them no choice about. Normally a warning or an instruction.
And Beatrice has got it right. You will give me my answer back. You've got, yes. You will give me, you must. Oh, you will give me, yes, that works grammatically, but
yes.
Not quite sure what you mean by it. Yes, there we go. You have promised me my, yeah. You have promised to give me my money back is how you would phrase that one, Tomek.
So this
very close.
So this is using the word must, and it's a good word because it's a way of expressing the immediate need for something. Must, and it is. I think it is a word that we often use in sentences where we are giving an order or maybe asking for something that we want.
But you could put should in there as well. So you could put, you should give me my money back. Depending on what the other sentences around that word.
That's it. And if you are expecting the money to be given back to you, you can say, you should give me my money back.
You should give me my book back. I want my book back. You should give me my book back. Or if you want to be more insisting, you must give me my book back, or I'm going to punch you in the face.
Okay.
It could be an additional phrase on the end of that.
I don't recommend that anyone...
Vita says, you must give me my wallet back.
Good.
You would say to somebody who was robbing you or something. And it could be, you could replace the word wallet with lots of other things.
Okay, that's it, Steve.
So, thank you, everybody.
That's it.
That's quite a good one.
We've finished. We might actually be finishing at 4 o'clock.
So when a lot of people, so I'm just saying, a lot of people put this, you will bring my keys back. You will, you just replace that with you must or you should. and then that becomes correct.
Yes, well, that's
phrase.
imperative as well. The word will.
Yes.
You will. You will.
Yeah, okay.
So that
that's
is
right
also
then.
used as an imperative. You will do it.
So Olga
you
was
must
correct
do
then.
it. You
Olga
will.
was correct then.
It is
You're
definitely
right.
going to happen.
I'm hungry, Mr. Duncan.
It's time for you to go.
Time for me to go. So lovely to be here again. Thank you for all your contributions to the live stream, to the live chat. And I look forward to seeing you possibly on Wednesday.
Oh,
We'll keep that. No, Thursday then.
yep.
Not Thursday, not Wednesday, Thursday. I might be here. I might make a special appearance.
Yes, I hope so. I'm counting on it.
All right. Bye for now.
You must appear on Thursday. He must be here on Thursday. We hope so. So that's almost it from me for today. It's almost time for me to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream, and I hope it has been interesting. Thank you very much for your company. Thank you for joining me. It's very nice to see you all here. We are back on Thursday. Don't forget, because December begins on Thursday, I will also be here on Thursday, and we have a whole month of special live streams, things happening. Mr. Steve will be joining in, and hopefully you will be there as well. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English for the last time in November, saying thanks for watching. See you on Thursday from 2 p.m. UK time. Not Wednesday, Thursday. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Enjoy the rest of November. And of course, ta-ta for now.